how's it going? I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and in today's live stream, we are, she owes a, what? Hey Erica, I am running late. I'm so sorry. I was outside playing with the dogs, and it's such a beautiful day, and then I started watering my plants, and then I needed to clean out my pond, and then I saw a goldfish, so, yeah. So, anyways, in today's live stream, just before anybody who's watching this in the replay writes an angry comment about how there's too much chit chat, we are going to be crafting today. We're going to be wire wrapping some rings just like in yesterday's tutorial. But if you're looking for specifically a tutorial, we have a bunch of those. Anything that's listed as a live stream is going to be pretty pixelated. I'm going to be very distractible, and it's not going to be a very good tutorial, but I have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, and I hope that y'all have a lot of fun hanging out with me this evening as well, or afternoon with our earlier time slot. So hey Book, hey Misty, hey Mary, hey Sabea. Sabea, you have to pick which feather do you want? Because I found two. Poppy is currently molting, and they are like mirrored feathers. So this one's in my left hand, and this one's in my right hand. So do you want my left hand one or my right hand one? This is very important. Oh, I'm not even on the comments. I gotta scroll down. Hey, Yvette, how's it going? Yeah, and that way we can have matching friendship feathers. Okay. Yeah, right. Like I made something called a corn pudding. Left hand. This one's Sabea's. Okay, I gotta go put it in its box. Hey, Randy, have you seen Sabea's box? It's that little box. It's about, found it. Never mind. You're welcome. Thank you. And, oh shit, I'm gonna need a bigger box. I was gonna send you a feather in a box, but the box is too small. We'll get a bigger box. It'll be fine. Okay, but yes, Sabea and I are feather friends. Birds of a feather, you guys. And she's loved Poppy since forever, I think. And so I thought it would be a nice gift if I gave her one of Poppy's feathers. Well, hey, little Millie dog. I got off work early. Oh, right on. I hope you had a good day at work. Gonna need a bigger boat. Yep. Couldn't sleep last night, so I was going through old tutorials of Vaughn's, ran across the one with the wire twisting came up. About 6 different new ideas for jewelry pieces. Right on. Just got my box of cabs yesterday. Can't wait to start making something with them. Eee! Do y'all want to see what we did? Okay, well, I'm going to show you anyways. But prepare yourselves, because Wendy and I have been experimenting with more puddle melts. Okay, there, I clicked the button. With the puddle melts. Oh. So, it's going to sound like I'm complaining, and I'm not. But our cab sales have been, like, lower than what they were, so we haven't had to meet production the way that we needed to. So now that actually gives us a little bit of wiggle and breather room to make. These are actually probably cool enough, ooh, that I can sit here and play with the freaking Zoom, that I can pick them up. But it came out this such a cool Botswana agate looking. Oh, that's all chalky. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so we'll... I'll sit back down with the tripod in just a sec. But they came out looking almost like Botswana agate, and y'all check it. This right here, this is the glass that it started out as. And then this was our second fusing of it. Or rather, the first fusing, the stack. And so we laid them in the kiln. We lay the pieces on their side like this, and then it melted down into these really cool puddles. And then this one we're going to chunk up small and cap with more clear, and try to get an even broader distortion on it. So that's what we've been working on. But I had no idea what color it was going to come out as. I was really afraid, because it was one of the It was one of the sheets of glass that came in that bulk glass pack that we had gotten. And one of a similar color, like, got all, like, hard and detrified, and it wouldn't melt. Like, I thought it was more of that glass. So I was like, let's do an experiment. Not that glass, apparently. Something amazing, and I'm so excited with how it's coming out. I can't wait to wire wrap it. Hey, Debbie, how's it going? Hey, Denise, how are you doing today? Boop. The book says, I love the gradient in that. Me too. Oh, Kelly says, neat, I'm digging. So I'm hoping to have some of those for Monday's shop update. Yep, there's the link. Alrighty, guys. So, I'm gonna be working on more rings in that style as what we covered in yesterday's tutorial. So if you guys have any specific questions about that, let me know and I'll be able to address it hopefully here in the video. But also, if you have any questions about anything, it can be as off topic as you guys want. I love it when you guys have questions, and the more you ask questions, the more kind of it keeps me focused and yet also distractible. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna flip this around. Ooh, Kelly says, I'm glad you did these rings because I have a lot of smaller calves that are screaming for attention. Right on. I've been desperately needing a new ring design for in the booth. Something that's a little bit more artsy-fartsy. Millie, what you doing? Here, let me get the cord out of the way. Oh, I'm so tangled up on all these tripods. Okay. Happy. I will not burn through it with the candle that I lit. But I am going to light some incense because I want it to smell like smoky incense. Can you amputate an armpit? At least twice, I guess. Like, I don't know. What's up? Who needs their... What? Glenda says, I'm just starting wire wrapping. I like your tutorials because you get close enough to see. Oh, Glenda, I'm so glad that we can be helpful to you. Though I am I'll be among the first to say I can wander out of frame and do wander out of frame at every opportunity, but I do try to help you all out just as much as I can. I also rearranged my work surface. So wish me luck, because I don't know where anything is, but I am burning. Our friend Jim had sent us some smaller packs of Nag Champa. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's my like favorite smell of incense. And so I'm gonna do. But I used up what he had sent and then bought another box of it. There we are. Because some incenses, I love the way they smell when they're burning, but it's like the smoky residue that they leave. I'm like the after scent, I guess, that I don't much care for. Whereas this one, I love all of it. I love how it smells before it's burnt, when it's burnt, after it's burnt, all of it. Trying to find, I actually need to make an incense burner because these vertical ones are bullcrap. Like, how am I supposed to... I gotta bring this over here. Where the heck? There it is. Okay. There we go. But yeah, I mean, I thought the vertical one would be cute because it takes up technically less table space. But, and I like it for cones, I guess. But for the sticks, I really do prefer just the horizontal ones. Okay. Oh, I love that. And now I can look it over and see the smoke and smell the smoke. Okay, where did I put anything? I've lost my pliers. Okay. Lost the calves I was gonna wrap. Oh, I'm a mess. Y'all help me. There they are. Okay. Oh, Millie dog. If I'm not bumping the tripod, she is. That's okay, though. So there's that stone. I've got a couple of stones here that I am interested in wrapping up. I've got these 4. So I have 3 labradorite and an amethyst. So I have like a leaf shape, a rectangle, a teardrop, and an oval. And I think I'm going to be wrapping it, whatever I'm wrapping it, I'm going to be using this 18 gauge antique copper parawire that hopefully I have enough of. So what shape should we do, you guys? Leaf, rectangle, teardrop, or oval? Hey, Bella, how's it going? Hey, Brooke. Ooh, do you still do the dragon eye wire bracelet cuffs? Asked Jamie. I haven't in a long time. I really should kind of get back into that. All right, on Sabaya. What? Tara says you can get a 12-pack of all different nog scents for 20 bucks on Amazon. Ooh, a wire incense burner. That would be cool. Millie, don't eat that plant. That plant will make you poop crazy. She returned to Millie. Don't do that. She's just eating the grass out of it, but still. Ooh, the leaf one, the rectangle. Ooh, Palo Santo is really nice. Okay. Hold 2 fingers up and say, pick 3, my lord. Randy. Well, Randy said to pick 3. So I did. But we're going to go ahead. Well, we did a... No, we didn't. We did an oval on the... I'm going to start with the leaf. Rectangle. I don't know. How do I... Hey, Randy. How do I make a poll over here? Can you make a poll?
Well, all right. Are you at on your tablet?
Yeah. I don't think I can do it on my tablet.
Well, let's have a look at it.
I'm looking at it.
Those 3? Uh-huh. No.
See?
You're right.
Will you do it?
I don't know if I can. I might have to log in to you.
You could roll over to my computer.
I could.
And that way you don't have to log out. Ooh, Brooke says I've moved more towards scented candles lately. Scented candles are lovely, but I like, if they're more than like $3, I'll never burn them because I'm like, I don't want to spend it all. Whereas with incense, I've finally gotten over my like inhibitions from actually burning it. Ooh, today off, no bus driving. Right on, Lisa. Now, well, Randy's making the poll so y'all can vote. And buy them in bulk. Ooh, where do you get bulk scented candles from? I'm gonna learn today. We're gonna be using a ring mandrel. Book says, strange question, but on the topic of twisted wire, how much does the twist... Ooh, can you see your video on your tablet while you make it with your camera? Whenever I'm live streaming, yeah. But there's like some lag. Does it increase the gauge? Yes. So if you have 2 20 gauge wires and you're twisting them together, it's going to end up being significantly thicker than just a single 20 gauge. What's up, babe?
How do poll?
I'm coming. Where the hell is it? You're in the monster globe.
Oh.
Why do we even have that lever?
Wrong lever. Okay. No, still in the monster globe. Hang on, we'll get there.
So it's just going to be leaf, rectangle,
There it is.
teardrop, and
I'm getting up 1, 2, 3, 4.
sure, I'm right here.
All right.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Leaf.
No, just randomly capitalize.
Teardrop. Okay. Thank you, baby. All right, guys, I'm back. Ouch. Ooh, there we go. Okay. So we got the pole put together. Ooh, Hawk says, Vaughn, I have a question. If you have 28 gauge wire and you wanted to twist enough together to be a 20 gauge, how many strands would you have to use? I would use at least 3, though I don't have a gauge. I don't know. Let's try it. What gauge did you say, Hawk? 28 gauge. Now I'm going to be eyeballing it because I don't have the stuff to properly measure it. There's the 28 gauge. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to guess at 3 or 4 lengths of this. So we have our ring mandrel, we're going to have our wire snips, and then at my bent nose and round nose pliers as well. Oh, baby. Thank you. Can I have a kiss? Oh, did you ever make that coffee? Can I have that
What's
too?
she eating?
I don't know what she's eating. Millie, what are you eating? It's the end of a table. Where did you even find that? Okay. Look at this amethyst Randy just brought me. That is a dummy thick. He is my favorite penguin. He keeps bringing me pretty rocks. What? Did I not clear that out? Oh no. I'm sorry, Mama Salty. Everything has been a little bit of a disaster.
What happened?
You know how I copy the template from the previous week's email every week? Well, I thought I had deleted the part that said I was painting and just left in the pertinent information. Well, here I am. And again, oh, thank you, baby. What about that kiss? I got needs.
Millie, help.
Thank you, baby. You're the greatest. Okay, how are we going to do this, you guys? Ah, hey, water dragon. Thank you. So I'm just going to twist together. This is 4 strands. And I'm doing this by hand because I'm a Neanderthal. So it's going to look really uneven. But that's fine. Yeah, I would go with 4 strands of the 28 gauge. Book says, but does the twist go up a single size or multiple, or does that depend on the tightness of the twist? I don't think it depends as much on the tightness of the twist. It's just the measurement of like 220 gauge shoulder to shoulder. This is one of the instances where if we weren't measuring in chicken nuggets and we were looking at the actual millimeter of the wire, we'd be able to gauge or have a better idea of what 220 gauges together would be sized at, if that makes sense. So I'm just twisting this along.
Sure enough, this is painting.
Yeah, well, that's what we get for leaving me in charge.
No winking.
No winking. So, yeah, I think that's kind of close-ish to 20 gauge, maybe 22. And it's still definitely supple enough that you could still do some wrapping with it. So I'm going to continue twisting this. But yeah, that's probably the messiest little twist I've ever done. It started out okay, but then it just went wild farther down. Hey, Randy. Is one of those clip-on fans in there? I will get it. I'm just asking if you see it. I got all excited and now I'm sweaty. Look at how it...
That is truly troublesome.
Well, I can't. Millie gets it. She's like, yeah, Randy, I'm sweaty.
See a sweaty yeti?
Yeah.
Well, come on. Hop on up there. You gotta hop. Gotta use your back legs.
She's like, I can't, Randy, my butt's broke.
Don't make me pick you up. There you go.
Okay. And now I have to move everything that I'd already situated. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us here today. I know that this isn't exactly quality, but I'm really excited to get to hang out with you guys. There we go. Okay. Oh, Millie, you dropped your bone. Or through. Stop throwing your bone. Okay. All right.
You're in the wrong place.
Oh, that's Randy Vaughn is that's Randy. He's moderating for me. He figured out how to make himself a moderator. I was thinking about doing the DIY beads with twisted wire, but I couldn't figure out which engaged twist to give me the right size. Ah, gotcha. Hey, Elijah. Yeah, it's Friday already. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here. She getting too big for that chair. Okay.
Say that. That's our biggest chair.
I know. Hey, Randy. I'm not able to see the poll.
You want me to call it?
Sure. Has everybody voted on which of these? Because I'm going to wrap them in the order of votes, whichever one has the most votes. Oh, Elijah says I'm literally just rolling out of bed. Right on. I hope you slept well. I got you, book. Rock that pole. I'm going to drink this coffee. Y'all, I gotta show you. I don't know if it's going to be all pixelated. But the incense just curling out of that. Ah, gotcha. But yeah, the plants outside are all dead from the frost, except for that one lone arrowleaf plant. And I don't know, not all of them, but there's enough that I need to go out and clean everything up. But I rearranged my state. That's my pile of guilt. That's where I just piled everything. So we've still got, we have a new plant. Well, we do have new plants. They're just in the kitchen right now. But the plants brought in from outside. So we got the peperomia. We got that plant, which I don't even know what it is, but it's got its own light now. And then coming over, I stacked those. Now we've got a kind of little spot here. There's that chandelier still. So that's a tripod that we use. I really like the ones with the knobs that tighten. And then I just have it mounted onto a tripod that had like a bolt end here. A mic stand or something would have worked as well. And then I had a 5-pound ankle weight on it. That way my chunky camera doesn't tip the whole thing. But we've got a snake plant, and this is a dumb cane, I think. Yeah, maybe.
Like the winner is life.
Leaf? We're wrapping the leaf, y'all. And then we have a Millie dog who keeps throwing her little bone on the ground. Would you like? She's so sleepy. He's such a sleepy dog. See ya, Mom. I'm so sleepy. Here, I'll put this in there. That way you stop knocking it down. Nice, they are, aren't they? They're already in order. Okay, so we are going to begin. Oh, and I'm going to use my flat nose pliers as well. So we're going to come to the center of our wire. Boop. Ah, Beth says this is my every other Friday off and discovered you're on earlier. Yeah. Well, we get up at about, we'll get up at about 7:30, 8 if Millie lets me sleep in. So I'm just not able to stay up quite as late as what I usually do. And so I thought it'd be nice to go back to our old stream time. Like our old stream time, like in the before times, in the long ago. What? Huh?
Before the end times?
Before the end times. Okay, so I've wrapped both of the ends just like how we did in the tutorial, and then I'm just going to bend that down. You know, I almost think, gosh, both the sides of this are so pretty, I don't even know. This is a labradorite. Like, I really need to broaden the scope of the stones that I use. Hey, Lynn, how's it going? But, I don't know, I kind of really like labradorite. And I'm kind of, I don't know, scaling back on our workload a little bit. I think the reason why I like working with labradorite so much, especially with carrying it in our shop, is of all the stones that I've gotten, labradorite and moonstone are the two stones that I feel like are most poorly or least accurately represented by sellers online, as far as what angles the flash are coming from, you know, the actual size of the stone, stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, Beth says stick with what you love. And so now from here, this one I didn't do a training bend on, and that's okay. It still worked out. Debbie says labradorite is one of my favorite stones. Same. Oh yeah, that's some good coffee. And so that's how the front of our stone is looking. Oh, that's good to hear, Lynn. And from here, let's do like a super minimal one. Like, what do you think of that? If we just, yeah, we're going to do a super minimal one on this one. So now we've done that. Oops. And I'm going to come in here and I want to cinch this down. So I'm just holding the spine wire, the one that's going vertically. And I'm holding it quite firmly because I don't want it to slip. And I'm just going to turn like a key in a lock. And this has cinched these wires down. So now there's zero wiggle in our stone. I bet, Tara. Well, we're going to be doing it 3 more times, and there's always the replay, too. So now from here, we can... I'm going to bring this wire in a bit. I'm going to bring this wire in a bit. And let's go ahead and shape it around our mandrel. And I'm going to be working at the, like, size 10 roundabout, because we can always size it down. So just wrapping around, trying to make sure our wires don't cross. And I am using, does it really matter what the stone is as long as it's pretty? That's true. Now, sometimes, depending on the piece, sometimes it does matter, I think, what kind of stone it is, because some stones, like sodalite, that calcium, that white in it, the calcite, is very water soluble, especially if you like wear it when you wash your hands a whole lot and it's exposed to different like acids and stuff. So, ooh, Lori says, question, is this a tutorial as you go, or are you selling the creations as you go? Honestly, I was just kind of demonstrating, but I need groceries, so I guess I could sell stuff. Hey, Randy, are we selling anything today?
No.
Randy says no.
We are not set up for that today.
We are not set up for that today. Now, I wonder, these will probably make it to our auction.
Yes.
If not to our shop update, which our auctions and craft alongathons, which is we will be set up for making what you've purchased live, start November 4th. Ooh, right on. Very cool, Virginia. They can fracture, right? Says Lynn. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that like stones like not amethyst, amber, turquoise, malachite, azurite are all very, very soft stones. So I don't necessarily do a lot of wrapping with them in ways that I would have to be moving my pliers across the surface of the stone because I don't want to risk scratching it up. And so from like a chemical and physical property of the stone perspective, it is really useful to know what kind of stone it is. And I want to show you all a book that I recommend. Good dog. How do you even? Also, for anybody wearing headsets, the mailman just pulled up. So I don't know when he'll be stopping by our house. But this is the book. It's Gemstones of the World. And this is an older... I mean, isn't this a useful, clever use of the inside cover? Just all the different faceted cuts of stones. And then it talks about the production of stones a little bit. The streaks that they leave, like a lot of the geology of it. Specific gravities of stone, crystal systems, like, but then you flip into the meat of the book. Oh, yeah. Spectrolite. From Finland. Very cool. Yeah, so here's Peridot, and it talks about, you know, just the origin of the name, other names that it may go by, like its Mohs hardness, what color streak it leaves, if it's brittle, the chemical composition, possibilities for confusion. Just, this has been really, really useful, and then it'll depict, you know, different cuts of it as well as raw. Ooh, pyrite, hematite. That is so cool. But yeah, the name hematite, Greek for blood, in some countries also called bloodstone, which is so interesting because I've wondered from some references that I've read, they'll be talking about bloodstone, and I'm like, how could they have had bloodstone there? Because to me, bloodstone is that dark green stone with the red like splotches in it. I think, is it like in the jasper family? I don't know. But it's really interesting. And then rubies. So yeah, it's a really, really useful book for the very textbook information about stones. Okay, so we have wrapped around, and now I have trained both of our wires that make the ring band through the spine section here. And then from here, I think we may twist up and around. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just pressing my thumb in and pressing this up and around. And we can always, when in doubt, just put it back on the mandrel. So I'm twisting, well, I've wrapped rather, and I have this lined up next to this one. Because I want to make it a double band coming across. She's a happy. And we may just do a tutorial on this design to you guys, because I do need content. That's real solid advice, Elijah. Hawk said, so I have a question. If you have a necklace or piece of jewelry that has turquoise in it and the jewelry is silver, how do you clean the silver? You can't use chemicals because turquoise is porous. Elijah says, I think Dawn dish soap diluted down in a soft toothbrush finished by a sunshine cloth should do it fine. Of course, do a quick Google check first. That's always wise. Yeah, that sounds pretty solid. Also, something that I've done in the past is I'll just mask the stone with like a low tack gaffer's tape or like masking tape. You just want to make sure that it's not going to leave a sticky residue. You can also do like a layer of liquid latex, which is very easy to come by this time of year, like either at the big box store or like dollar store or something, because you can paint the surface of the stone with the latex, put the masking tape on top of that if one or the other isn't enough, and then you can shine and buff and polish from there. Ah, right on, Tara. And then passing through here, around the side. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do a tutorial on this style. Very, very sleek. I'm loving it. Whoop. And then, of course, we can finish the shoulders with, I don't know why, but I think of this as like the shoulders of the ring. We could finish it with a spiral, or we could just do a snip and smush. But you can see, man, that's all kind of like whack. So we can take this and just turn it like that. Make it even more whack. And we just want to shape it so that it'll lay, you know, straight. And so we started this at like what, a size 12, and it's reduced down to a size 10. Hey, Jean, how's it going? Wow, I just stabbed myself. Oh, I like that. Oh, of course I'm going to snip off the little wiggly arms, but... There we go. Oh, love it from both angles, too. What do y'all think? Spiral or no spiral? Snip and smush, keep it sleek. All right, Renee, we're doing that. My $20 commission I just made is technically paying for the book. Is that a business tax write-off? Yes. I'm not a tax accountant or advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as accurate accounting or legal advice. Asterisk, asterisk. Okay, shoot, Jean, I'm here. I'm here for it. No spiral, they catch on stuff. Good point. Ooh, on the next one, I'm going to do it spirally, and I'm going to show you guys how to do a spiral and keep it from getting caught on stuff. Ooh, a little bead, that'd be so cute. So yeah, I like bringing it around. And then we're going to do, not even in frame, barely. Now that I don't know, you'll probably need to research a little bit deeper, because I have a tendency to be like, I can justify this as to why it is a business tax write-off, because being a YouTube jewelry designer vlogger is kind of an IRS uncharted territory as to what industry standards for vlogging are, like what industry standards for the expenses of vlogging. So I would consider books or classes that are educational materials for your business a tax write-off, or something. I would definitely talk to my accountant about how can this be a deduction for my business, because it is of course an investment in your business. But I don't know how it goes for like the bigger companies that pay for their employees to go to school and stuff. Surely that's got to be deductible, but I just don't know how. Again, not an accountant. I learned just enough about accounting to get myself into trouble and know that I should pay someone else to do it. Ooh, I just spotted bread under the couch. Oh, a bead, I think is what you meant. Elijah says, I can't afford no accountant. And that's what Google's for, because there's lots of accountants making videos and blogs and stuff nowadays. Elijah said, yeah, everything is a tax write-off in vlogging, right? Jean says, if I use bare copper and I don't have a thingy to put it in to polish it, what will it look like? Well, this is one that I polished, or that I made in bare copper and didn't polish a few weeks ago. And this one is a little older even than that. So it's just going to start to look a little darker. So long as you're not like leaving it like out in the driveway or something and it's getting rained on and exposed to the elements, then you might get some cool like different patinas and stuff. So So yeah, I think it still looks pretty sharp. And even just taking like a clean green scrubby can polish it up a little bit. If you have a little bit of steel wool, that can polish up the high surfaces. Um, if it's in your home office kit, I would definitely talk to a tax advisor about that. Hey, by the way. Hey, Itzy. Yeah, I was late on sending out the email too. But yeah, so that's an example of how bare copper wire looks, and it's just been sitting on my desk for a couple of weeks. So I'm really pleased with that though. And that stone is in there. Now, the only thing that I'm not super jazzed about with these designs is how far the stone sits up. But that's kind of just something, part of a wire wrapped ring, I guess. Oh no, Tara. Right on. The blue patina and bare copper fumes from ammonia and salt. Very cool. Yeah, I would consider that like an office expense, like a new computer, or an office chair, or a desk. Like, again, not an accountant, but I argue with like whenever we're getting tax advice, I argue my point. So, and just to be like, well, what about if, and just really don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're ever getting professional consultation, they are working for you. Get your money's worth. Go in with lists of questions initially, no matter how silly or ridiculous you feel like the question might be, because I would rather always look foolish and like I'm a bumbling idiot with all the ridiculous questions that I ask than to be overpaying on taxes. So we're missing out on one of those sweet, sweet deductions. Right on, book. It's really good to have somebody who knows what they're doing in your corner. Oh, that's really cool, Iris. If you use the sulfur gel stuff on it, does it need to be put into the thingy? I'm having a brain fart. If you're thinking of a tumbler, you do not need a tumbler. They're nice, but they are not necessary. You can do the liver of sulfur and then just do the grunt work and hand polish it, which honestly, for a lot of my stone, like a lot of my wraps, that's what I do anyways, because if this were a gemstone, and even with the glass, I don't want it getting the shine on it diminishing by passing it through the tumbler, so I would just go through and use like steel wool or something to shine that up. Yep. Kit says my Ren costumes are work uniforms. Yep. Just because it doesn't look like corporate doesn't mean that we as small business owners can't take advantage of the same tax loopholes and deductions that corporations use. Can you hammer the spine flat to help lower the profile? Ooh, let's try that on the next one, Paige. Let's do this one in, what color is that flash? Ooh, I'm gonna do a vintage bronze on this one. And we'll get our hammer out. Now also, I'm gonna try this one with a 20 gauge. So again, I'm pulling off about 16 inches of the 20 gauge. And this is actually smoky quartz, super similar to their vintage bronze tone. Like, I cannot tell the difference. Yes. And I do recommend to folks to set up as an LLC. Rather, if I could go back in time, because I don't know your business. Nobody knows your business better than you. But if I could go back in time and have recommended, instead of setting up as a sole proprietorship, I should have just set up as an LLC right from the get-go. I don't know what the costs are associated, like state to state or anything like that, but it didn't, here in Missouri, I don't believe it cost us any extra to, okay. So for this rectangle, we're going to have some difficulties because there's not really a narrow point or a wide point to like hold on to. But I might a lot while I work on granddaughters. Caboose, a costume for Halloween, not a wig stylist. Oh, you've got this, kitty. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? Oh, thanks, Brenda. I'm really enjoying them today. I'm going to wear this one while we work because I love that. I love that sleek. Shiny stone, the snoring puppy. Has the shipping cost went up for you to ship? Yes. Hey, baby. How much on average has our shipping cost gone up? I don't know, this time last year? It's not quite $1 per package.
Yeah, it's a little over actually.
A little over $1 per package.
Yeah.
For us to ship.
I want to say it's about $1.10.
$1.10 more per package to ship right now. Oh, so here's a big old puppy. Look at them beans.
Which why in the world would it ever come down?
Yeah, I don't know, babe. Boop. Oh, sweet little girl. How do you pay so low? Oh, we don't pay $1.10 per package. It costs us $1.10 more additional than what it did a year ago. I'm sorry for any confusion. No, I would love it if it were only $1.10 to ship. That would be so cool. We'd be shipping internationally again. Right, Stephanie? Yes, those Pro Polish pads are really good. I think it was Oksana Crafts that I learned about the Pro Polish pads from. Ooh, Paige says figure 8 over the corners of the rectangle. That's a really good idea. Oh, Dionica, that's excellent. She says you can convert from a sole proprietorship to an LLC. Check with your state's small business administration to see what it takes to set up an LLC. Yep, everyone do what Dionica said if you're doing that. You're good, Nicola. Hey, Diane, how's it going? Elijah says, I paid $10 now. I used to pay $7 last year. We have not raised our prices on our stuff. So, like, if you mean, are you talking about, like, for the booty boxes? Those cost us at least $3 to ship the $10 boxes.
No, it's $4 now.
Well, it's $4 now. Whenever we had originally priced them and done everything, it was only $3 to ship it. So now it's $4 to ship one of our $10 booty boxes. And it just goes up from there because the stuff just gets heavier. Okay, so let's try this one. I'm going to do the figure 8 thing, I think. It would help me out tremendously, Elijah, if you could start at the beginning and send it all in one. Okay, when I ship out, yeah, $4 shipping. I have to pay like $10 to begin with. My last package I sent out was $32. But also had $1,800 insurance. Yeah. Ooh, that'd be cool, Anne. I'm not certain. I'm trying to stay focused on this one style. Like exploring all the while. Oops. Durable. Thank you. Good thing. Trying to like give myself a fenced in area to be creative in. So sticking to more or less this design. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to start with the same. Ooh, right on, Tara. Oh my gosh, that is going to be so intense. Like that attention to detail is amazing, Tara. Wondering how you can ship out the booty boxes for $4. That's impressive. I need to talk to the post office. Oh, we ship using stamps.com. So it's like $17.99 a month to pay for their fee. mailman incoming. But then we do get supposedly an improved rate. We just like not having to go to the post office to ship. Okay, so I did a training bend, and the 20 gauge, I'm not gonna lie, is much easier to work with. Millie's pretty indifferent about the mailman, and Z is getting increasingly deaf, so sometimes they get excited about it, and this time they didn't. That's fantastic. Yeah, any way that you can save on anything. And we ship enough that that $18 fee is offset, you know, after a couple of packages. We don't insure most packages unless it's something like custom, but like if it's just one of our booty boxes or something. But also the biggest thing is we didn't want to have to be handwriting a bunch of labels and like taking up the post office's time. Oh, I should have done this with it on the stone. Oh no. Ruh-roh. Just one more question. Where can I buy the chains you use? Is it the Ringlord? Yep, that's where we get all of our chain from currently, and that's the ringlord.com. And I like to use their enameled iron chain. You know, I'm not really worried about the stone flying out of this because I didn't consider how it increases in thickness. Just because it's not tapered on the sides doesn't mean it's not still experiencing that on the front. So that actually worked out pretty well for us. I'm going to see if I can't get my pliers in here and give it a squish. Kind of like hammering. So there's one squish. And there's two squish. Stainless steel. I've gotten the... These are good puppy. Yeah, you are. Oh. She needs a bath. Her fur is so dirty, she's starting to look like she's yellow-toned. I was thinking about giving her a bath with that, like, purple silver toner shampoo. But I need to find something that's, like, safe for dogs. I've gotten stainless steel ball chain from them, but I haven't gotten any of their other stainless steel chains. Thanks, Anne. Elijah says, yeah, insurance isn't worth it below 100. Yeah. Like, especially if it's something like our booty boxes where it's, you know, well, each one is unique. It's not like one of our website orders where you specifically ordered and you're expecting the stones to look a certain way. The booty boxes are the thing that we feel least terrible about having to replace because it's not like, man, now you're not going to get that thing that you might have had a specific plan for. Okay, now this does have a little bit of wiggle to it now, so let's see if we can't, excuse me, if cinching down this way might help. So again, just taking it, gripping that spine wire, and doing a turned key. And then I'm actually going to press that down. Yeah, it's still got a little bit of wiggle. That's going to bother me. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's do that figure 8 wrap now. So I'm wrapping across the top there. And then around the side. And I'm going to pass this through on the back to stabilize it. Now we don't quite have enough to do the band. Huh. We'll figure it out. So now I'm going to come up. Kitty says I've used diluted laundry bluing on my white dogs. It makes the white very white. Huh. And then I'm going to wrap around on this side. And again, I want to pass through between the stone and the spine just to help stabilize that wire into place. Thanks, Carrie. And then we can kind of just squish it with our fingernails into what we'd like to be the final shape. And I'm really pulling on that. Try to keep that nice and tight. And now, haha, no wiggle in the stone. Tara says I wear a size 5. I may have to make this to a size 5. Let me see. Let me see what we can manage. So now we already have both of our wires are exiting on the stone more or less in the center area, which I think is really nice. That way we're not having to worry about, like on this one, how it went a little off center. But honest to goodness, I kind of just love it. Like, I don't mind that a bit. Especially whenever you consider that, at least on me, this join between my fingers is lower than this join. So, well, this would be better for my right hand the way it's situated. So now it's able to sit very comfortably nestled. I'll wear it on that hand. It's a little too loose on that one. Okay, I'm going to start it at a size 8. Just because I always start larger than where I think I'm going to go. And we have enough to wrap it around. And this would be a massive pinky ring. And then I'm just bringing it around and then feeding both of these wires through. So again, I've just made that loop. Like, it's really helped me to change the way I think about rings, to be like, okay, let's start by making a pendant that has a bail on the back. Hey, Donita, she says, can you hammer the enameled wire well without it cracking or flaking like crazy? I'm that person who's never used parawire. I have had very good success with the titanium, antique copper, and vintage bronze colors of parawire. They can handle a heck of a hammering. Jean, you can ask me questions all day. I love it. Any way that I can be helpful to you. Because oftentimes there'll be other folks who your questions, like if I answer it, it might be answering stuff for them as well. She says, have you ever bought chains from Amazon? Just one more question. It's been a while. I had gotten some copper toned, like it said it was enameled, but it turned like kind of rusty and gross like pretty quick. So I haven't bought from Amazon since then. I've been in a little bit of a chain rut, just getting it from the ring lord and being like, well, this has worked, so this is what I'm going to keep using. But I really need to branch out a little bit. Right on. Elijah says the silver parawire works pretty well under a hammer, I'd say. Not too bad. It is pretty good. If you're talking about the silver-plated silver, like craft wire, I've stopped recommending that one as much compared to their other colors, just because I don't want folks to get disappointed if it yellows on them. Whereas I have not had that happen with the titanium toned, even with the pieces that we've had sitting like outside and stuff. So whereas with the silver parawire, it still takes a few years, or a few years if you're just wearing it out and about, but if you're having it sit like in your booth at a craft show, it kind of only takes a couple of months. So it's still good stuff. It's just know the environment that the jewelry is going to be in. And honestly, I don't know. I like the tone of the color of the titanium toned wire. I think it matches stainless steel really, really well. Whereas if I want silver, I'll just get actual like silver filled or argentinium or something. The sterling rings I wear, 24/7 are part of me. Should I take them off when I make videos so they aren't distracting to viewers? No. Leave your rings on. That is a part of you. It is you being you at the, like, be the you that you want to be. And then just do that. So, like, it didn't matter if you've got tattoos on your hands. I used to have a wart on my finger, and I was, like, real self-conscious about it. And, I mean, I'm glad that I removed it just because I would, like, itch it a bunch. This is before our YouTube days, but I was still self-conscious about it whenever I was doing, like, henna and stuff on people at shows, because it would look like, because I had picked at it, and so it looked, you know, like I had a boo-boo or something. So, but if you do something, do it for you and your confidence in how you want. You're the only one that you can make happy all the time. And not even all the time probably, but I don't know, we're human. But it's like, yeah, the best reason to do anything is for yourself. So, hey Tesha, how's it going? Okay. So this one, I don't have enough wire to do the twists. So we're just going to do a squish and smush. Now, since it's 20 gauge, I am going to go ahead and do 3 rotations just because. But yeah, now something, if you have a bunch of jewelry that was made in a craft wire that then yellowed on you, just sell it as champagne toned parawire. If a customer sees it after it's yellowed and still falls in love with it, then good news, it's already as yellow as it's going to get. So it'll do great. Oh, I hope it's a good busy, Tesha. So it's like sometimes I have to remind myself that just because it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, if the customer sees, or a potential customer sees it and loves it, who am I to argue with that? And I actually think the gold toned parawire, like after it's tarnished from the silver, or not tarnished, but after it's yellowed, is perfect for steampunk pieces. Bookwitch says, do you have any advice for beginners in selling their work? Okay, I'm going to do some FaceTime with you guys real quick because this is something I've actually been wanting to talk about. And I'm not going to be getting any work done while I talk anyways. And I'm going to drink this coffee before it gets cold. If Randy and I were starting our business this season, like if we had a little bit of inventory and we were like, okay, I think we want to start a business. How do we do this? I would recommend to go and do some holiday craft shows, or if you want to wait until the spring, do some spring craft shows. You don't have to rely on any sort of algorithms. You don't have to. Online marketing can be very discouraging, overwhelming, and a lot of freaking work for sometimes zero, absolutely zero returns. And I'm so frustrated with this personally right now because like we've been posting to our Instagram. Now granted, I know I'm not bowing to the algorithm and doing the real videos that they want us to do and stuff because I can't figure out how to get it uploaded on Meta to be able to schedule ahead of time. And usually on the days when I'm posting something to Instagram, I've got enough other stuff going on that I don't want to have to sit there and babysit uploading a video to like 3 different anyways. So our stuff that used to get like 1,500 likes, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm doing good. We had like 30 likes on something the other day, and it was a piece that I was like, I thought that was really pretty. But so just don't worry about the social media aspect first. Like trying to push like if you set up an Etsy, if you don't do some sort of marketing, we are drops of water in this ocean of content that is the internet. Whereas with a craft show or a farmer's market or a holiday boutique or even renting a stall in an antique market, it really, it depends on what you're making. where you'd like to, what level of engagement you want with your customers. Like if you're not able, like if you're just you and you cannot set up a 10 by 10, whether you can't or don't have the inclination, either way, there are other options where you can do consignment out of boutiques. Anybody running a business right now is going to be looking for options that people can't just find on Wish or Amazon or eBay. So, even though it seems like there's more of us, handmade makers than ever, there's still more market for this than ever. Even in a tight economy, even with every little obstacle that's going to be getting into all of our ways, we can get through this. So, craft shows, you pay your booth fee, which I treat as, we don't file it as a marketing expense, but in my head, I'm like, we're doing grassroots marketing, door to door. We're looking each of our people in the face and smiling and connecting with them and getting to have this wonderful experience and hopefully make some sales. But these folks who see our stuff in person, they showed up to probably buy, or at least shop and browse. So they're already in the mindset to be receptive to buying some jewelry or buying some knitting or buying whatever it is that you're selling and wherever it is that you're set up selling at. I personally didn't really have a whole lot of success at flea markets whenever we were vending full time. I didn't have YouTube or an online shop or anything because at flea markets, folks were looking to haggle. I am not a haggler. And if you want to see Randy turn hostile, just try haggling with him. It's a little scary, kind of funny if you're not the one he's talking to. But it's just like, oh, he tore them another butt's hole. But anyways, but no, we're not hagglers. We're just like, dude, it's a pendant that took me 5 hours that I'm selling for $15. I don't know what you want from me. So I don't set up at flea markets. I love going to flea markets, but I also don't haggle. So that's the thing. It's like if somebody's like, "Oh, it's this much." I'm like, "Okay, that's all I want from the transaction." So we've got a good friend who is a fantastic haggler and he loves it. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go here and see what kind of deals I can get." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so much stress." So something that has worked for Randy and I may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. Cherry pick from what we're saying to find what is applicable and helpful to you and then put it into motion. But my first step for somebody just getting into uh, selling would I would recommend trying out a an in-person vending event because you have this small window of time commitment. So it's not like you're daily doing social media stuff and seeing very little to no feedback because that's a lot of work on the front end. And you have to be very self-motivated and very almost stoic about it to not take it personally whenever your stuff gets 30 likes. Which honestly, to put it in perspective, those are 30 of my favorite people who go through and in spite of the algorithm still click like on all of our stuff. And it's like some of y'all seek us out to support us and y'all are the greatest on the face of the earth. So I will take 30 quality followers and fans or whatever you call them, people who like what I am passionate about. 30 is an amazing number. So don't let vanity metrics like likes and follows and subs and stuff get in the way of your business model. But yeah, whenever you're there in person, whenever we were in Fayetteville, there was the Lincoln County Art League, and they had where you could set up a booth their building was this old church in Fayetteville, Tennessee. If you want to see where Randy and I got our start, just search Fayetteville, Tennessee, and it's their art center is the building that we set up in to vend for the very first time. And for $30 a year, this is also 15 years ago, but for $30 a year you could be a member and then you could just have a booth in there and sell your stuff and they took a percentage, which is really cool. But then they would have their own events and stuff. We had a friend who had their stuff in the Fragrant Mushroom in Cookeville. I can't remember if it's Cookeville or Crossville, Tennessee, but that's another thing where it's like the people who owned the business, the Fragrant Mushroom, sell pottery that they make, and they do have like their pottery studio and stuff, but in the rest of their store they had other artisans selling their work as well. And so it was set up like a boutique. People, once, if someone walks into that store, they're either lost or in the mood to shop for handmade stuff. And they had pottery, jewelry, soap, polymer clay sculptures, like paintings, like so much cool stuff. It was like going into an art gallery, craft show without the crowd. And it's like, it's a great way for you to be able to make your stuff, basically store it on display at somebody else's store. And then you like it was manned by, like, they'd have people, at the register who were the artists who had their stuff in there, so they could get scheduled in and stuff. But I don't know, just there's a lot of different ways of going about this, and I'm sure that a lot of y'all are going to be able to find what works for you. But just, you don't know what's going to work till you try it, and just because one thing doesn't work out, just because 5 things didn't work out, doesn't mean that you should stop. You now know 1 to 5 things that don't work. That's way more than what you knew before you tried those things. So, Book, did I answer your question, or did I just ramble and yell a lot? So, did I? What hardness of wire do you mainly use? Hey, Lorna, I use dead soft primarily. But I am interested in getting more half hard because I follow ZD Artisan. I don't think that's the whole name, but they're a wire wrapper on Instagram, and their stuff is beautiful, and they hammer it out, and the half hard takes a really pretty, like, polish and shine, more so than what I've ever been able to accomplish with the dead soft. Valerie says that was great fun. Thank you. Excellent. Right? Elijah says ZD Artisan does some amazing work. Very cool stuff. I do, but it seems so soft to me. You can hammer it a bit and it'll work harden up for you a little. Dude, you're the energy and sunshine I needed today. Whatever you call it, rambling or not, please don't stop. Buckle in, Tashers. You want to see my dog? Hey, Millie. You guys, I can't handle it. We took her outside and I tried to wear her out before. That way she wasn't like wrestling and working the whole time. You can harden nylon pliers. That's true. Oh, she did a stretch. Earlier today, she did this full stretch, like Supermaning. Arms out in front, legs out and back, and I drug her across the floor. It was the first time that happened. And so I'm like, yes. Oh, bye, Mary Hart. Oh, I didn't see you pop in. I hope you're having a good day. Okay. Trying to catch up on comments. Do. Hey, Rosina. Huh?
Mary Hart's been here the whole time.
Oh, really? Ha! Book says, okay, so I'm not going crazy thinking I'm getting nowhere with Marketplace on Facebook. No. We are all in the same ship on that one. Randy was telling stories. What? Diane says, I had someone ask me to make a custom Elizabethan gown in silk, velvet, and linen for $250. That doesn't even cover the fabric cost, though. Anyways, let's get back to crafting. I'll flip this around. Kulita says, yes, my friend has a bead store where she rents out spaces to jewelry artists to sell their pieces. I sell polymer clay sugar skulls and cat faces and monster beads there. Oh, that sounds cool. Dance is not even close. Oof. Well, it's also sometimes Randy and I have to remind ourselves quite a bit that sometimes just because it's the 100th time we've heard a question or had something proposed to us or something, it's that person's first time, and we don't know what their background is. They likely don't know what our background is, so we try to treat each interaction, especially if somebody is asking about custom work. And I mean, if I didn't have any experience in sewing and stuff, $250 sounds like a whole lot. And I've only ever seen, like, if I'd only ever seen fabric from like Walmart or Hobby Lobby and be like, oh, well, you know, something that I might think was a silk is actually just a polyester chiffon, that gauzy crap that's so pretty. Um, like, maybe I don't have the first clue as to how much what I'm asking for is really going to cost. So, I always try to be really patient with folks, especially back whenever we were doing costuming. Um, but sometimes folks are also just being assholes. So it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge. Mm-hmm. Right on, Peggy. But yeah, so here's. I don't know. That's a good question, Water. Not in the next like 3 or 4 weeks. Is there a weave in particular that you'd be interested in seeing done in a master class? Tara says, did you bake your pliers with the polymer clay on them? These are actually, this is a thermoplastic, like a Warbler. It's the wood-based thermoplastic that is just like sawdust and basically a polymer that you can heat up with a heat gun. So I didn't bake it. And one day I got so frustrated at something, I had squeezed it so hard I had broken. I was like, it was in Dragon Prep, go figure. But I was able to just heat it up, like next to a candle, and like smush it back together. Um, Same, the Quitch. This is you are my social life. Recently, I've been hand fabricating silver rings with faceted gems, and people don't seem to understand they take 13 hours. People are so used to silver rings being $20 machined in China. Yeah, and that's our strategy moving forward is to have like a little TV or something that depends on whether or not we have power, like electricity at the events that we're vending at. But at the two in particular that we're thinking of for in 2023, we do have electricity. So we're going to set up, actually, let me see if I can find a thing. Where would pictures be? There. Okay. No, I don't want to update. Okay, so here's a picture of our booth. And this was our booth at Dragon. But these high points here, very little sold off of these two. Nothing sold off of this one. In fact, people would see this and think that these were two separate booths, which I don't know how we could make it more cohesive. But honestly, when there's people in front of the table, yeah, I get it. But we're going to bring that down. And on the high point here and here, we're going to put I don't know what the dimensions would be, but a small TV. It's probably going to be like Velcro tied to the grid squares so they don't fall off. But we're just going to be running like it's like a 2-hour loop that I've started editing from all of our tutorials. I'm trying to have it be like as infomercial without sound as possible, just demonstrating, showing the different things that we're doing and kind of running it back to back. This is an idea we got from Firechild Glass back in 2019 when I saw their booth for the first time, because she streams on Twitch with doing her torchwork glass. And just it's absolutely entrancing to stand there and watch on the videos and see how it's happening and then look at her booth and be like, oh my god, she made that. And like it helps, you know, the customer get super excited and interested about your product, or you know, whatever it is that you're making. So that's our idea for moving forward, because it's like if this real estate hasn't been moving jewelry, we can at least be promoting our YouTube channel, our booty boxes, you know, our educational resources that we try to provide, as well as just showing people without us having to say, yeah, it's handmade. Because I can say till I'm blue in the face, oh, it's handmade, but until someone sees, you know, Elijah, until somebody sees how you hand fabricate those rings, how would they understand? You know, if you've never watched someone do bricklaying, how could you possibly appreciate all of the work that goes into a brick, you know, paver patio or house, or any of these things. So he's like, I bought a tablet for it and all. Right on. But yeah, it's especially in this TikTok age of, people, I think people will be really receptive to seeing video of stuff. Oh, right on, Tara. Yep, same concept. Book says most of our craft shows are in the fall, which I guess is good because it gives me a year to make inventory. But it's also frustrating because everybody knows what's to expect at all of them. Yeah, and that's whenever we were vending full time, pre 2018, probably pre 2019, because 2019 we had already decided we were going to cut back on shows just because we had spent a decade on the road. And I wanted to be home more. Our puppies were getting old. It's like getting heavier into gardening, wanting to take care of our health. And then, Rona kind of sped that whole plan up. But used to, whenever we did 30 some odd conventions a year, about 20 of them would be the same events that we had been doing. And then we would try to mix in, 10 to 15 new events that we hadn't been at before, just to keep testing out the waters. I would try like different festivals and stuff, craft shows that were in towns we had never been to, just trying to mix it up just a little bit to always be exposing ourselves to fresh blood, because it's not just getting in front of people who haven't seen our product before, it's getting in front of people who I haven't met before. Like I get so inspired by just like, bumping into people that it's like, wow, I would have never met you if we hadn't come here. Like, that's so cool. And getting to meet other artisans and just always staying at the edge of comfort zone and new uncomfortable territory, if that makes sense. Water says, ew. What? Ew, what? Go away, spammer. Oh no. 73? New dating for all tastes and ages. 73. I would use that dating app. Troll in the dungeon. Elijah says, seriously, I'm on the exact same page here. Right on. But no, I think that's great. So what we've just witnessed is an example of inefficient marketing. It's like none of us here have time to date. We're all busy crafting. The song of my people. What color should we wrap this one in, you guys?
I didn't catch that troll. I went to the strange website about dating.
I was gonna see 73. That's Randy's flavor. Purple. Oh, I don't have any purple wire. Do what, love? They're driving past my house in slow motion. You know I'm off sugar. You know I can't eat carbs. Sorry. Hey, Samantha, how's it going? Because we're wrapping this one next. I don't know what color to wrap it in, though. Though I don't have any purple. Do I? Let me look and see. I might. I do not. I do. And it is 26 gauge. Never mind. Ooh, now we could totally... We're going to do this in 18 gauge titanium with... That's not even purple. Never mind. It does, Samantha. It really does. Excuse me. I'm dying here. Ooh, I'm going to use the half round. Can I date the ice cream person? At least I know we have something in common. Dude, with the amount that dude drives around our neighborhood, I don't know if they're good dating material. You'd never see each other. They are a workaholic. Faux show. Can't tell if it would look nice with green. It's got a really nice coppery gold flash to it. Night, Anika. Hey, Millie. You're such a good girl. Look at you being so good. I love you. I love you even if you were a naughty dog. Yeah, caught her trying to chew on the knob of the dresser this morning. Because she's still exploring the world, so like, and you know, she didn't have hands, so she just bites stuff. But it's like she was getting all like she'll get all like kind of, oh, she trying so hard to be good, and then she'll just bite her own leg, just have it in her mouth. And so I'll be like, let me go find you a toy, because she's just, I can't handle how cute this dog is, you guys. Hey, Diane. Oh, I have no idea. What are we talking about? I think I'll get along perfect because we never have time to argue. Oh, that's for Elijah. Oh no. Kitty said my dog ate Hubs's wallet and $300. Still love him. Oh, that's good of you. An expensive dinner. So I'm back on to the 18 gauge. Oh, Valerie said, I had a date last week. It was not as much fun as wire wrapping. Randy, do you want to develop an app? A dating app for crafters.
No.
No? Okay. I think it's a good idea. I've seen worse ideas work. I'm just saying. Oh no. Anne says, I had a Newfoundland boy. He chewed the corner off a dining table just because it was head height. Oh, well, that's a perfect opportunity for doing one of those things where you like the ramen blocks and the super glue and the sanding. Ooh, congratulations, Water Dragon. Says, I've been married for 25 years. April says, do you ever go back and read the entire chat after the live stream to catch the interesting things you missed? We try to. We did last week. Like Randy and I were eating pizza, just reading back over the chat. And it's, I can't believe how much there is that I missed, because I really do try to read all of the comments. But y'all are quick. Oh no, Stephanie. Says, when I was a kid, our dog ate my dad's dentures. My dad yelled, that damn dog, and Buster ran under the couch and hid. Oh, Stephanie. Yvette had given us a chew toy that was like, it's a rubber ball that looks like it's teeth. And so Z will hold it in his mouth, and just it looks ridiculous. So that's what I pictured whenever he had said that he ate the Ooh, made a suggestion for your setup conundrum back there, and I hope you catch later. Let's see. What up, baby? Oh god, it's so grody. Yeah, these are Z's teeth. They've seen better days. They need brushed, but he keeps taking them outside. That's held up pretty good, but it's horrifying if you don't know to expect it. And he always holds it in his mouth like this too, so it's like even worse. Thank you, baby. Wow, Diane. Okay. Oh no! All I want is sugar. My cat ate my contact once. Oh no! I was trying to put it in and dropped it. He was sitting on the. Nope! Oh! It was a soft lens. Okay, well, there's that at least. Oof. Yep. So in Cinzy's mouth, it looks like he's big smiling, except for whenever he holds it vertically. It is a good thing. They're so cute. Yvette's just hee hee. Okay, so we've wrapped this. And I want to start with the tricky end first, which I think is going to be this one. So I'm going to come in, and we're going to hammer this one too. At least one end of it. Just to see what in the heck. And I do like coming in on that side, doing that bend, and then just bending it around where it already kind of lays a little flat. Let's see if, is hammering really necessary or can we just smush it? Just smush it. Just smush it. Dang it, that ball is horrifying. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha, kitty. And so now I'm going to do this end, and we're going to bend that in. Bring this around, pass it through. How are we wrapping this one? Oh, I'm going to do the spirals on the sides of this one to show you how, if I were words, what would I say? How to make a spiral that's not going to get snagged on stuff as bad. There's no snag-proof spiral yet. At least not that I've found. Okay, still getting under there and squish. And now, again, we can hold it by that back spine. Lots of wiggle going on there. So I'm going to bring this one down just a bit. And now, again, I'm holding on to that and I'm going to do that turnkey. And sometimes if you do it in one direction, it gets a little weird. So I'm going to flip it over and do it the other way. Okay, so we've tightened that down. And it can look as weird as it wants right now. Because we are going to settle this in. So again, just anywhere that I need it, I'm just going to come in and tighten that down. But now I'm going to come in on the front. And just doing a little framing device. And I want to be careful that I don't mar the wire. I just boop, like that. Just a little different. There we go. And so now, since we're making this one kind of swirly, we can totally come in and do like how we did across the front on this one, which we never actually showed in the tutorial. Hey Rachel, how's it going? Hey Crafty says, hey, I haven't popped in a while. Thought I'd pop in and say hello. Hey, are there any gemstones that are indigo blue? Lapis comes to mind, but a lot of what I've seen of lapis here lately has been dyed, which it's still pretty, but azurite's really pretty. Just one more. So with bare copper, all I would have to do would be to use a scrubby. We could actually, how much time do we have left? 20 minutes. Hey Randy, could you get me a mason jar filled half full with hot water from the sink? We're going to do some liver of sulfur and polishing. Just because it's something that I'm kind of scared of. So,
What size mason jar?
Just the regular.
Okay.
Thank you. So now I'm just kind of trying to frame this out a bit in a way that's not going to be horrible, hopefully. Okay. So now I'm going to come through. I like that. Okay, we're just going to come around the back and come between the stone and the spine wire. Oh, Jean, don't you dare apologize. This is excellent. Because I could really use a lot more experience oxidizing things, because I'm kind of scared of it. Because I don't want to, like, mess stuff up, or... I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I have hangups about it, but I do. Which is why these pieces have just been sitting here on my bench for, like, a month, it feels like. How do you tell if it's dyed? Lapis is my favorite. Usually I try to buy from trusted sources, like Fire Mountain Gems, who are always very transparent about whether something has been dyed or heat treated or stabilized with resin, which there's nothing wrong with any of those things. It's just something to be mindful of, because you don't want to be paying genuine lapis price on something that is dyed. And also, if you use it with, like, gosh, there was a glue that I had used that I guess, thank you, baby, that had alcohol in it. It was like an alcohol based glue or something. I don't know. There was something in it, but it pulled the blue right out of it. So if anybody knows more about that, I would love to. I'd love to hear it. Personally, oxidizing everything I make unless it's solid gold. I haven't had a gem get messed up yet. Right on. I still only afford steel, like the rolls from Home Depot, but the practice is fun. I can't wait to be able to afford a softer metal. Right on, Brandy. Well, if you can work with steel, you'll do great with copper. It's much gentler on the hands. So again, we have a case here where I didn't cut off enough wire. So now I'm going to show you guys how to use a second wire to make the ring band. So here I've snipped off 12 inches of wire. I'm going to run it through between these two wires across the back of our stone, or between the back of the stone and the spine wire, I guess. And I'm going to bring this in here. And I'm going to be working, I want to wear this one, so I want to work at like a 9.5. So just favorite color changes every year. This year it's indigo. Right on. She sounds exciting. And now, again, just threading through that same spot. Through there, and now through beep boop. Again, through that same center spot. So this and this are still the bookends to all of our wire. Now I'm going to pull tight on that. Oops, didn't mean to hit it. Where'd my other end go? What have I done? Oh no. Whoops. Okay. There we go. I did 2 wraps with the same one end of wire. Okay. Now we'll put the mandrel back in. And grab that wire, pull it tight down onto the mandrel. So now we have 2 wires coming out of each side. This wire is from the ring band. This wire is from the front, or the stone. So I'm going to come around and do both of these wires. I'm going to do the one that's farther back first. Just bringing that around. And then bringing this one through. And so now, if I wanted to do a spiral, I would make it just an itsy bitsy one. So that same finger motion. And I would do 2 wraps. And now I'm going to do a training bend so that I don't distort my wire out of place. That was not the best training bend. Let's get something a little bit more crispy and on purpose there. And just wrapping around. And so this one, it's at least not going to get snagged and lifted off. Eee, do it, Sabea. Sabea's like, today I choose violence. And then I'm just going to follow this around the edge. Oops. And bring that around. Yvette, I would hate to make you mad. I don't want you pooping in my cat's litter box. Okay. So now we'll come around on this side. There's one wire. And there is 2 wire. And we're just bringing it around. Don't mean to wander out of frame. And then, oh, I don't know if I have enough wire on this side, but we're going to try it anyhow. There we go. And then bringing that around. So this definitely has a little bit more wiggle on the stone than what I'm like a big fan of. But we'll see how it fits once we get everything like tightened down. Because normally I would just do a spiral like on the end of the wire, and that can get snagged on stuff. Oh goodness me. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha a bit. And whenever you have just a little nub of wire left, give your fingers a break and just go ahead and use your pliers. Pliers can feel really clumsy at first, but man, it makes such a difference for saving your fingers, especially on the thicker gauges. There we are. Oh goodness. Oh, I caught it in my shirt. Now, I was about to cut and then try to bend it under. It's really a lot easier to get the good clean leverage on a wrap when you have some wire to hold on to. Because I was trying to save myself not having to fit my wire snips into a tight fit. But I'd much rather struggle with the wire snips than struggle with getting the wire bent around. So there we are, just giving everything a nice solid smush. There we are. Yeah, not very much wiggle at all now. And we get a pretty little ring with some spirals on the sides. So there is 4 rings. Let's go ahead and oxidize these real quick. So I'm going to try to show y'all. Okay, So it's gonna smell like butts, which is not a problem for y'all, but for me it's like, oh boy. This is liver of sulfur gel. I prefer it tremendously to the dry stuff. Doing just a drop and then getting the excess off the cap. And this is hot water just out of the sink. Copper tweezers. There's one. There's two. And if you're able to see, it smells like sulfur. Yes, Yvette, but you're our nut job. And just depending on how dark you want it, you can just leave it in. So while this does its thing, I have not timed it, but I'm just going to leave it in there while I get this other stuff set up. So we have, I'm going to drink some of my Wawa. Hydrate, hydrate. Okay. If I were steel wool, here we are. This is the steel wool I use. Oh, it's filthy. Like, there's steel wool and dog fur. There we go. It is, what size is this? Size 00 steel wool. And we're going to glove up, because you can do it without gloves, but it's really nice with gloves on. But we're going to do this in the sink with this stuff. So I'm going to get this moved into the kitchen, and then I'm going to come back and grab y'all. So until then, there's my dog licking her boobs. Never mind. Millie's just in her chair being indecent.
You gonna do it on the porch?
Huh?
You gonna do it on the porch?
Nah, I just left sink water. Alrighty, guys. I
They was gonna tell us that she doesn't like chewing on steel wool.
do what?
So the next thing Sabae's gonna tell us is she doesn't like chewing on steel wool.
Today? Well, I hate chewing on steel wool. It's the worst. I gotta move this tripod in there, and then I will be right back for you guys. Alrighty, guys. So field trip to the kitchen time. Oh no. So what we're doing is I'm going to be neutralizing into a baking soda water solution and then doing stuff down the sink. So here is my sudsy kitchen sink. So let me grab some baking soda and then we'll do the thing.
Do the thing!
Do the thing! The heck. There it is. So there's about a cup of water. Well, hey, little dog, what you doing? What the heck is a spoon at? Now, I don't know if I read this somewhere or what, but 1 tablespoon of baking soda per cup of water. I figure that should probably neutralize everything. Huh? I am oxidizing stuff. Here I've got it in the liver of sulfur solution. This is baking soda, 1 tablespoon of baking soda in 1 cup of just sink water, indifferent to the temperature. It's probably a lot of baking soda, but it's going to be really neutralized. So here you can see we have a nice dark patina going. I'm just going to drop it there. The baking soda will stop the reaction. And then I leave this on my front porch until it doesn't smell like butts anymore, and then I dump it in my compost pile. Neutralized that. Yeah. Okay, I'll put my glove on correctly. Okay, and I do this not because of the chemicals, but because of the steel wool. I hate it. I hate it. Ah, it's the worst. Okay, so now I'm going to give this a rinse. I'm actually going to bring this up a little bit higher because scrubbing at the bottom of my sink like kills my back. So I just have this water off here to the side because I'll put it off to the right because that's where my right hand is. And I just have the steel wool wet. And as easy as this, you guys. Do you see how much that's brightening? I don't know why I'm always so scared of this, that it's a lot of work or something. Like, it's really fine. Now, the part about this that sucks is all of the little steel wool bits that get stuck in the thing. But I think I have an old toothbrush somewhere that I do my final cleanup with. But it's like, and you don't even have to have the liver of sulfur gel. You could be doing this with eggs. If you have hard-boiled eggs in like a Tupperware or a baggie or something, you can put your project in with that overnight, and the sulfur from the eggs will oxidize it. So you don't have to buy anything other than what you can get at like a big box store. And you can be doing this. So like even just stripping down like old electrical wiring to get your wire, because this is all just round. So there we go. And so now as quick as that, real time, you guys, before and after. Well, polishing at least. So I'm going to set that there. And I like to do stuff just in batches. So it's like I'll do this same step for... These gloves are too big for my little hands. So I have to tuck the fingers back. But it really brings out the high points of your weaving. Hey Christina, how's it going? Ooh, that'll be really cool, using a paintbrush to oxidize. I guess I've seen folks do that with those watercolor pencils, kind of, those watercolor pens. Oh, serial killer purple gloves pen. No, I thought they were lilac purple. How is that murdery? I'm feeling awful murderous today. Puts on Playtex gloves. After I do the solution, the liver of sulfur, I like to oxidize. I don't know what chemistry might happen if I just dumped sulfur water down my sink. So I do like to neutralize with baking soda, and I do just sit it outside on the porch for it to like stop being so darn sulfury. Like it goes back to being water after a while somehow. I wouldn't drink it, but I do put it in my compost after that. Again, I cannot emphasize enough. I am not a chemist. Look at how big these gloves are on me, and have to get a medium so they fit over my like Popeye arms. But then pulled down as far as they go. Well, there's just a little bit of space. They aren't really bunch up on there. If I didn't have this to complain about, I'd find something else, I'm sure. Now, after this step, though, let's see. Bye, Amanda. Night, night. And I've got a towel here. I'm just going to dry these off. And I try to just wipe that out. Now from here, you could use, what's it called? Renaissance wax. It's a microcrystalline wax. In fact, we can do that next. If you want. But I've also just left it plain without having a hard time. So yeah, there might be some dog hairs and little bits of steel wool poking out. Okay, so let me go grab one of my polishing cloths. We're actually just going to wander back into the other room. Ouch. Okay. Okay. Oh shoot, the cloth isn't in it, but I had these moonshine cloths. I think, yep, got these from Fire Mountain Gems. Well, I guess I'm all out of polishing cloths, then aren't I, Millie? Excuse me, baby. Oh, you're so good. You're such a good helper. Thank you. Beep, beep. Okay, well, I don't know where any of my polishing cloths are. But I do have my wee bitty jar of Renaissance wax. Oh, is that what's going on with that? Name brand and store brand. Will they turn dark if you don't use the wax? They may. A lot of it depends on the conditions that they're in. Depending on the acidity of your skin when you're wearing it, how you store it, they may turn green, they may turn blue, like with the salt and ammonia that y'all were talking about. But they do kind of dull down a little bit. Refined waxes blended to a formula used by the British Museum and restoration specialists internationally to revive and protect valuable furniture, leather, paintings, metals, marble, ivory, and many other surfaces both housed and exposed to weather. Freshens colors, imparts soft sheen. Apply sparingly with a soft cloth and buff gently. Dries hard instantly. Resists liquid spillage. Does not show finger marks. And it smells like if Vicks Vapor Rub had a mean cousin. Like paint thinner? I don't know. Shouldn't have sniffed that so hard.
Stop sniffing glue.
Hey babe, what's up? Where you? Don't sniff. It's powerful, honey.
I see what you mean though. There's a little Vicks in there.
There's a little Vicks in there. Just anyway. I don't have a soft cloth. I have a Band-Aid. That's not the same thing. And I have a dog blanket. That's not the same thing either. Well, if I had like, I've used washcloths. I really like those microfiber like lens cleaning wipes that you would like use like a spray and then you would clean your glasses with it. I can't believe I've been holding on to this for years. Use a Q-tip. A napkin. Yeah, let me find just a paper towel. I don't like fumes. You found the laser. Okay, so we're using Burger King napkins today.
Taco Bell?
Oh, Taco Bell napkins. My bad. Look at her, babe.
There is no excuse for that.
Watch. All right, real quick. Distraction time. Look at how this dog sits. Like she sits so wide with her little butt and her little face. Hey, Randy, is the laser working? Wah. He's got to charge it. Speaking of charging, my battery's at 15%. But look at that dog. She just sits so like. I love you, Millie. I love you. I love you so much. And I thought that maybe it was because her little feet kept sliding, but she sits that way on carpet and on my yoga mat too. So she looks like a frog. A little froggy doggy. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to take a Taco Bell napkin and get just a little bit of it on here. Yeah, we only eat gourmet in this house, says my Randy. Now, something we're going to run into with this, though, is I don't want any waxy buildup, so be very, very sparingly. Like, I used way too much, and it's eating through my napkin, but I don't care. Right?
Hey, Penny.
Hey, Penny Van. Like, I really want to do, like, to make, like, or find, if I could find it, that'd be great. Like, a green Sherpa hoodie for, like, a child size or something. I don't know, however big she gets. That has, like, a hood that has, like, the little frog eyes on the hood, but it's got to be that, like, big, puffy fleece that Sherpa is. Yeah, this isn't great. I would recommend just, like, a microfiber polishing cloth would work a lot better. But yeah, it just provides a little bit of a coating. I don't know if you can tell any difference. And this is where the realm of my wheelhouse ends. I don't know what to do with this. So, like, the polishing part, like getting it to like a high shine polish is where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So, that being said, we're going to take our hour break before our after party. So if anybody wants to come hang out over there, keep an eye on your emails. If you are one of our channel members, thank you guys. One of our Booty Box subscribers in our Happy Crafter Club, thank you guys. One of our Patreon supporters, or was there another one? Yeah, it's just those three. But yeah, keep an eye out for an emailed newsletter as well as notifications on all three of those platforms. So you can get kids' frog head sweatshirts. I'm gonna have to check that out, April. That'd be so cool. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. If you have any questions or any way that I could be helpful to you, leave a comment or send me an email. backtruthcreations@yahoo.com. And I'm gonna go let that dog out before she poops in my house.
We don't have to tell Izzy.
Tell Izzy what?
The Mexican pizza's back.
She probably knows. She's in college. She's all hip and young. But thank you guys so much again for being here, and I'll see y'all next time. So until then, happy crafting.
They're half the size.
What? Mwah. Bye. I don't even like Mexican pizzas. Like, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm still distraught that they don't have the double-decker taco supreme, even though I know they have all of the ingredients for it. But anyways, at least they brought the Mexican pizza back. I'm still mad at Taco Bell. Those guys. Okay. Bye, guys. See you in the after party. Mwah. Happy crafting.